Hi, I'm Mac McCarthy, and I help people with their breakups. And today we got a story about a relationship that was 4 months long, not very long, and this gentleman already, excuse me, just an adjustment there, already had a problem with her nagging and complaining after 4 months. That is a red flag because in the first year, year and a half, 2 years even, maybe if you're lucky, that's called the honeymoon phase. And when things aren't rose petals and wine glasses, as I like to say, well then there's going to be issues down the road, because that should be a time when you guys are just minted. You guys, everything's going really well. You get along well, and in my past relationships, that's what I've seen. And most people will say, "Oh, the honeymoon phase is over." It could be 6 months, okay, and there could be circumstances that happen. Someone loses their job. You know, someone's going through depression for outside reasons. They got a family member that passed away. There could be some outside reasons that affect that honeymoon phase. But if there are not some outside reasons and they just start showing their true colors after 4 months, hey, take that as some clarity and some truth and some polarization that you can see what's coming next, because it's not going to get better if you're 4 months in, all right? Because people naturally get annoyed and more sick of each other after a year and a half, 2 years. It's just the way it goes. I think a lot of people agree. Please put that in the comments if you do agree. If you do agree with the fact that if you're having trouble in the first 6 months getting along, look out for after a year and a half, 2 years, especially if you never lived together yet. Say that with a smile, because I've been through it. I'm 38 years old. I'm a 38-year-old guy. Cool. I'm 37, so we got something in common. We're in our late 30s here. I was in a relationship with a woman for 4 months, and it was good. We liked each other a lot and had some great times and great memories. Wow, you already put together some great memories with 4 months. Good for you. However, after 4 months, she started nagging, complaining, and being moody, which slowly lowered my attraction. Well, it absolutely lowered your attraction. Of course it did, but I said this in the beginning. If 4 months into the relationship, you're nagging and complaining and being moody, that's a red flag. Do you want to deal with that? Was it deserved? Is there a reason for her being naggy and complaining? But the bottom line is 4 months should be rose petals and wine glasses. It should be, you should be Ronnie Romance up there, you know, greeting her at the door, and you guys making love all the time and having a good time. I mean, it's the honeymoon phase. It's the honeymoon phase. It should be a really good time in the relationship. She also loved to rant at me and lecture me in text messages. Look at what you're writing here, okay? It was annoying me and stressing me out to the point that I thought I would be better on my own, finding someone else, so I broke up with her. That's great. And especially the fact that you did it 4 months in, that means you got a nice set of balls on you, that you're willing to go, you know what? I'm not going to deal with this 4 months in. I could see this is going to be a dead end. Nice work, pal. Now, I haven't read this all the way through, but I'm thinking you're probably going to try to get her back in some way, or else you wouldn't be writing me. So the plot thickens. For the next 6 weeks, she continued trying to persuade me to change my mind and give it another chance, which probably pushed me away even more. Well, this is a lot. Majority of the time I get men chasing women after, but isn't this interesting, like that you stated, which probably pushed me away more? Yeah, because anyone that, I compare it to the salesman tapping your shoulder, and you say, you know what, I'm just looking. I'm just looking. And he goes, oh, well, let me show you this car. Come on, get in the car. And you go, no, I'm just looking. I just want to take a look. Thank you. And the guy goes, come on, just get in the car. And that's when you go, I'm leaving because I don't want to deal with you. I told you no a couple times. You're not listening to me. It's the same thing when you break up. Hey, I told you I don't want to be with you. You didn't listening to me. Eventually, she said she was giving up and going back to online dating. Well, she declared that to you, huh? I would have said, good luck. I never stopped thinking about her, but convinced myself that I had done the right thing, and the reasons I broke up were valid and would still exist if I had given another chance. They absolutely are. The fact that you just didn't have a replacement left a void. So a lot of times people just aren't patient in finding a new mate or a new partner or a new girlfriend, because there's a void there. You're not going to just replace someone to be your girlfriend right away. So that's what you were missing. You were missing the void, not the individual who caused you angst is the word, maybe? I mean, what do you want to call it? You were annoyed, she's complaining, she's nagging, she's sending you long texts, lecturing you like a kid. You're 38 years old. You don't want to take that shit. If you're 38, you've been around the block a few times, and that's why you got out of this after 4 months. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? After 2 months of not hearing from her, about 3 months after the breakup, I was thinking about her more and more. I was really missing her. You're missing her, but you're not missing her personality. The urge to do something was getting stronger. I then started to wonder if I had been a little harsh and intolerant breaking up with her. Maybe I could have tried harder. I started to see how much I will have hurt her. This isn't about if you hurt her. It's about you not being satisfied in the relationship and dealing with a woman that was nagging, complaining, and lectured you in text. I'm just repeating back to your words. You didn't do anything wrong from what you told me if you're telling me the truth. I think her nagging and moodiness was because of some insecurities and neediness. I could see what I could have done differently. Was now feeling I really wanted to get her back and needed to do something before it was too late. Dun dun. I had deleted her number, so I wrote her a heartfelt letter apologizing for my mistakes. What did you do wrong? If you don't like dealing with nagging and complaining up front in the relationship, now you're trying to say like, oh, it wasn't really that bad. You got to stay on one side of the fence or the other. Saying I understand how much I have hurt her and I was wrong to do things the way I did and I was selfish. That I would like to try harder to make things work. I also understood if she already moved on or wished her well. Well, you got it all out on paper and you sent it to her and let's see what happens. I expected to hear something, whether it was no, I'm not interested anymore, I've met someone else, or yes, I'd love to. However, a few tense days went by and I heard nothing. Well, probably if you just sort of sent her a short text, because that's how you normally communicated. But so I wrote her a heartfelt letter. So I'm saying you posted that or you emailed it. So after a few days of hearing nothing, I jumped in my car, got some flowers, and drove 2 hours to knock on the door. It's so Hollywood. Okay, all right. I just don't. I don't know what you're chasing this woman for when you had so many issues up front and you pushed her away in the beginning. I think it's probably due to loneliness and a lack of a replacement because you didn't find someone in the meantime, and you're whirling around going, oh, am I going to find someone else? I had no idea what to expect. Sometimes she works, so might not even be in. If she was in, I didn't know if she would want to speak to me. I knocked on her door with flowers, and she was in. She seemed pleased to see me and gave me a hug. She got changed, and we went out close by for a couple drinks. Okay. Well, it worked then, right? We had a great night. We talked about everything, about what we would need to change in the future. She talked about the future, but would also keep stopping herself and saying she needs to think it through. She's taking control of the situation because she's in the driver's seat because you came running to her. She said, which is, that masculine feminine thing is out of whack right now. She said she did get my letter and was going to respond, but she was thinking about what to say. Well, you only gave her a couple days, right? So I asked her if she was seeing anyone. She said no, just chatting to someone. She said they had been on one date, but really emphasized they were just chatting. She seemed to really play it down as nothing. Okay. If I were you, I wouldn't even have asked about what she's been doing in these past few months. If you're secure with yourself, you don't want to really know. And it's just going to affect your future relationship if you're fishing around. Oh, did you see anyone else? Have you been going out with anyone else? It's not your business. She had every right to go out with other people. If she's seeing someone right now, she should tell you up front. So she was being affectionate towards me. She had her hand on my knee and was rubbing my leg. Sometimes, other times she was holding my hand and stroking my hand. That means she likes you. That means she's into you. That means she most likely wants to get intimate with you. You know that, right? She was acting and talking like she was my girlfriend again. I dropped her back home and said I would give her time to think about what? I was going to take her number again, but she said she would text me later. It felt awesome. I left on top of the world, driving home thinking it couldn't have gone any better. I got my girl back. I woke up the next morning feeling on top of the world. Then I got a text which sent from her housemate's phone. So I wouldn't have her number. Thanks for coming yesterday. I've met someone recently and trying to see if we can have a relationship. I don't want to waste your time, so it's best to wish you the best in the future. So she lied to you. I think she was into you. I think she really liked you, but the fact that you broke up with her, she was moving on, she had someone else, and I'll just be honest, the way you came back to her turned her off. The flowers, taking her out to dinner was all too easy. It was all too, like I said, Hollywood. I mean, She was chasing you. That was the ideal situation. Now you're chasing her. It turned her off. And if she's being honest, she's seeing someone else. So at least you know that up front. I don't know why she lied to you while you were on the date. She actually did have feelings if she was touching you and went out for drinks and stuff like that, but she wasn't all in. I was shocked, gutted, and crushed. What a set of words. I was shocked, gutted, and crushed. I thought we were back together, and then this. You broke up with her, and you broke up with her for good reasons. There was high red flags waving in the winds 4 months in. Get back to that, pal. I responded that I understand. I hope she is happy. I won't contact her again and to get in touch if she changes her mind. No, you just need to move on from this. This was a 4-month relationship that you made a good decision on, it sounds like, based on bad behavior, and then you went back because you had a void and you were lonely. Correct me if I'm wrong. It wasn't just that you wanted to get back with this particular woman. And here's the part that I'd like to get through crystal clear. Just because you got her back, and let's just say everything worked out and you guys are back together, it doesn't mean that the behavior that happened before wouldn't bubble back up, because that hasn't been addressed. You in the story haven't told, you said, oh, maybe I was a little selfish and not understanding. Someone lecturing you by text at 38 years old, someone nagging and complaining after 4 months in a relationship is not a good thing, and it probably wouldn't be going away. So I think the same problems would have occurred again. This was now 3 weeks ago, and I'm so confused and now have so many questions, but I'm obviously not going to contact her. Good for you. Why was she being so affectionate towards me that night, touching me, acting, talking to me like a girlfriend, talking about the future? It was in the moment. This is what a lot of people don't realize. Traction is in the moment. There could be literally a moment with a woman or with a man where you are highly attracted to them, and then the moment can change the next day when some other guy that she used to like called her, or she woke up and it was her period, whatever. Okay, in the moment, she was attracted to you and she was into you. You guys had a little bit of liquor in you also. So don't treat it like attraction isn't one of these like long timelines. I'll give you an example outside of this that's absolutely true. Is anyone out there, leave this in the comments if you agree with me. If you've been in a long-term relationship and you've started to lose attraction. Me, I've you know, and it goes both ways. You just start to lose attraction. And then your girlfriend comes home and she's all decked out, and she comes home from work and she looks absolutely gorgeous. She's got her hair done and she's got a nice skirt on, whatever. And you're attracted to her in that moment. The next day, you wake up, she's in her pajamas, all the makeup's off, you know, she's brushing her teeth, and it's just the attraction's not there. Is that bad? No, that's reality. And that's in the moment attraction. And there's more attraction. Let me catch my breath. Attraction happens in the moment. So at that moment, she was attracted to you. The next morning, for some reason, she came to her senses and said, I'm not attracted to him in this moment. I'm into someone else. I want to move forward with someone else. And I'm going to be honest with him. And I'm not even going to give him my phone number. So that was telling. What changed between going to bed that night and waking up the next morning? I just told you. Why did she play down the new guy and the emphasis she was not seeing anyone, just chatting and now seeing if they can have a relationship? She was enjoying hanging out with you, and women tend to not tell the truth. She didn't have to tell you the truth. You showed up on her doorstep, and then you're asking about if she's dating someone. Does she need to be 100% honest about that? In her book of values, no. She probably didn't want to hurt you or embarrass you, being that you were on her doorstep. That could have been part of it. And at the moment, she could be just saying, I'm not sure about that guy. How could she possibly choose a guy she has been on one date with over me with 4 months history and memories who she really liked? You don't know what the history is with this guy. You don't know if she's talking about a guy she went on one date with. You don't know if she was being honest that night that you guys hung out. So this idea, don't get hung up on this, please, because this will drive you fucking nuts. She's been on only one date. You don't know that. She might have just told you that. It could have been a lie because she didn't want to hurt your feelings. Okay? 4 months of history and memories, I'm sorry, I'm going to be harsh on this, isn't a whole lot. 4 months is very easy to get over. Not to mention, you broke up with her, okay? And for good reason from what you told me. 4 months is, 4 months is not a long time to get on with your life. I only did the things I did, writing the letter and going to her house, because I was the one that dumped her, and I thought it was what she wanted. Right there, what she wanted. What do you want? What did you want? You're saying, oh, I know how I hurt her. It's just weak and needy behavior. Bottom line is, you're right. You needed to go step up to her because you broke up with her. You did it. You got burned. You got burned bad. It's time to move on. And you got to realize this person is misleading. I don't think her story checked out, and you don't want to check out what's true or what's not true, because it's not going to serve you moving forward. But the fact, oh, she only had one date with one date. She had more than one date if she was online, probably. I thought it was what she wanted. I would have done those things if it was the other way around. Do you still think those things had a negative impact? What things? The fact that you broke up with her? Yeah, it had a negative impact on her. She was chasing you. I wouldn't have done those things. Let me read this again. I apologize. I only did the things I did, writing the letter and going to her house, because I was the one that dumped her, and I thought it was what she wanted. You didn't do anything wrong by showing up and doing those things. Those things are done. Don't regret them. I wouldn't have done those things if it was the other way around. Exactly. Do you think those things had a negative impact? No. They actually were receptive. She was receptive in the beginning. She went out for drinks with you. But after sleeping on it, she decided, you know what? This other guy I've been seeing, which could have been longer than one date, is more my cup of tea right now and something I want to pursue. And I applaud her for being honest with you. I just wondered if you can help me understand what went on that night in her head. Why has she chosen a new guy when she had such a bond already and she wanted to meet you earlier? And anything else you can advise? You don't know if she just chose a new guy. She's, like I said, she's being misleading. It's not that she necessarily is in a relationship with someone else. She wants to pursue it. And you're not going to know why. But I'll tell you what. Let's get back to the fact that you're writing down to me after 4 months that she is nagging, complaining, and being moody after 4 months. Red flag, red flag, red flag. Please be aware of that. It was annoying me, stressing me out to the point that I thought I would be better off finding someone else. So what you need to do now is actually find someone else. Start your own online dating and start to move on. And I'm going to tell you what, you'll get over this real quick when you meet someone to fill that void. Okay? Thank you for sending your letter. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you have a breakup story that you'd like to share, please visit writemac.com. Or if you'd like me to do a private YouTube video, I have a new service for that, and you can write a longer letter with more words and get your video made only for your eyes. So that's on my services page as a new thing. All right. Thank you very much.